So yesterday we have got an overview, right? Like what is DevOps, why DevOps came in. Today we'll start learning different tools to implement DevOps. So like in the pipeline we have seen, we have the first tool Git. So we will learn from the beginning, like why version control systems are needed, who uses it, and then we'll get into the Git architecture, and then we'll continue with the hands-on on Git. So let's begin with the version control system. What is a version control system? Anyone, any idea about what a version control system is? All right, so version control system, let me explain you this with an example, with a scenario.
Track
I'm
changes in files, of course.
To track the modify files.
right, right. So version control systems. Version control system, to understand this, let me take a scenario. Suppose there is a shared folder across a team of people, right? Let's say I'm talking about without version control system. Let's say there's a project, a team of people are using some shared folder to store their files, right? Let's say there is some file one stored in here, and there were different people who want to use it. So person A, person B, they have downloaded this file to make some changes. Okay, at the same time, they have downloaded. And then A completed his changes and put the file back on Monday. Let's say A kept his changes back on Monday and B kept his changes back on Tuesday. So finally, this file one will have which person changes? Simple logic. If they are not using any version control system and if they are making changes as such, so the file will have which person changes after Tuesday? Obviously, only person B changes, isn't it? Means what's happening here? Person B changes are overwriting person A changes. Correct? A doesn't know this is happening. Even B is not doing this consciously. So each person is overwriting even overwriting the changes of others. Imagine a team of people, a team of 10 people, right? If this keep on continuing, like overwriting the changes, the project goes messed up. At some point of time, we'll not have any changes left, right? Like the project goes messed or corrupted. This will not work. So, meaning we need a system which can allow people work simultaneously. Means people should work simultaneously at the same time on the same file, right? Different people can work on the same file at a time. So, how is that possible? Through a system which can allow that, right? That's one of the scenario. Second scenario is, let's suppose we are working on file 1 version A or else B1 version 1. So client came with some modifications and they want to upgrade it to version 2. Okay, fine. We have upgraded and made a version 2, new version. We made a new version, right? But now, like as we made the new version, let's say client is using it and after some days, client identified some issues with it and they want to go back to the version 1. But we have overwritten that, right? So it is a rework. We need to develop this version 1 again, which is a rework. So to avoid this problem, don't ever uh, uh, delete older versions and make new versions. Maintain the versions, maintain the backups, right? Maintain the versions, maintain the backups, which a version control system can do. Correct? And what else? Let's suppose we are working on some file one till 7 o'clock, it's working fine. 7:15, something went wrong and application got crashed. Business is going down. We need to immediately revert those changes. Means we need to know what changes went in between 7 to 7:15. Means we need a system which can provide detailed logging saying that, okay, person A made changes to file one on line number 8 at 7:5, which are causing these changes. This kind of detailed logging, including the person and the timestamp, so that we will revert those changes and bring the system back, right? We need a system which can provide detailed logging. Correct? So how are all this possible? In a team, there might be multiple projects, multiple files people would be working on. So we need a system which can help out all of this, which is nothing but a version control system. Is it making sense now? So this is what version control system does. Then who will use it? Actually, anyone from IT should learn it, right? Of course, for developers, it is mandatory. They'll have their program files. Even testing teams will have their test scripts which they need to manage. Even ops teams or DevOps teams will have their configuration files, right? Manifest files, Kubernetes config files, and so on. So all those files should be tracked and version controlled, right? So anyone in IT, everyone should learn version control system. Nowadays, everyone is using it. It could be any file, any static files can be version control, any static files. It could be C program file or C++ or a Java, .NET, whatever it is. And from ops perspective, Terraform config files, Kubernetes manifest files, Ansible playbooks, all of those should be version controlled. Any file, right? Even simple text files can be version controlled. So the first perspective, there are two aspects of learning version control. One aspect is to maintain our project, to manage our project. Is this much clear, everyone? What is version control system, who uses it, and why everyone should learn it? Appreciate your quick responses and confirmation. Good to go?
Yes.
So this is what version control system is. Now, this is one aspect. What is the other aspect? The other aspect is, one aspect is like as a DevOps engineer, I want to manage my project files. Another aspect is, let's say developer made a change. I need to create a pipeline by identifying that change and trigger the pipeline automatically. So GitHub integration with the pipeline. So that's another aspect of it. First, we will learn from the perspective of managing the files. Then for the perspective of implementing it into the pipelines. So first, let's learn the tool from the beginning till the advanced part, and then we'll go and integrate it into the pipeline. So this is what version control system is. We'll see practically all of these things, how it version controls, how is logging done, all of that. So this is what version control system is. We discussed just now what is version control system. Types of version control systems. Version control systems based on their based on their architecture, they were categorized as centralized version control system and distributed version control systems. So centralized version control systems, if you see, there's a central repository or remote server. These working copies are nothing but the individual workstations of each person, each DevOps engineer, or if it's a development team, each developer. So they connect to the remote server, get the changes back to their local, and once their work is done, they'll put the changes back. This is how it works, right? So this is what a centralized version control system does, right? So each person will connect to the repository, get the changes, update their changes, and put it back. It's a simple architecture, but there are certain drawbacks to this. The first drawback is network connection should be always there. Always you need to have network connection so that you would connect to the remote server. If for some reasons network connection is lost, entire work is halted, right? So that is one of the drawbacks of centralized version control systems, right? Second drawback is, for any reasons, if this central server is crashed or removed, chances of recovery are less because it works like a single source of truth on the central server or remote server. So if changes are gone, like they are gone forever. Understood? Is this much clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you all for confirming. So there are certain tools which follows this architecture. SVN, TFS, these are some of the version control systems which follows this architecture. To overcome these challenges and drawbacks, there came another version control system like distributed version control systems. In distributed version control systems, if you see, there is a central server or remote server, this one. And this is the workstation of each individual user or collaborator. Means if it's a development team, each developer, if it's a DevOps project, each DevOps engineer. So everyone will have their own copy of central server or remote repository, which is called local repository. This is called local repository. This is called remote repository. Every user, whoever using it, will have a copy of the remote, which is called local repository. What is the advantage of it? The advantage is even though network connection is not there, they can still work on local. Once everything is ready, they would like to push to remote. See, this push and pull are less frequently used commands, isn't it? We push once our changes are ready. Similarly, we get a copy once the remote repository is ready, and like whenever there are regular updates, we get those updates by pull. So these are less frequently used commands. So network connection is not mandatory. It will not halt the entire work. If network connectivity is not there, they can still continue on local repository. Is that making sense? So entire work is not halted. Second thing. Second thing is they don't work on the directly on local, they work on another folder. These are nothing but another directories or folders. Say they work on another folder called working copy or working directory. From there they push to local, from local they push to remote. So network connections, problem with network connectivity is overcome here. Second thing is, suppose the central server is crashed or lost. Still you have chance of recovery are more because everyone is having a copy of that remote repository. Understood, everyone? So it overcomes the challenges of centralized version control system, and also because it need to, most of the times, majority of the times, work is happening on local repository, which means they have to access just their hard disk, which means it is working quite faster, right? And this distributed version architecture is used in all modern DevOps projects. Particularly Git works with this architecture. Git, Mercurial, Fossils, these follow this distributed version control system, and Git is very widely used in all modern DevOps projects. So that's the architecture of distributed version control systems. We'll learn about push command, pull command, how exactly the working directory local repository works. We are going to learn all that stuff. In some time, we are going to explore that with a hands-on. Hope this much is clear for you all. So yeah, here is a comparison of Git with other tools. This is a comparison from Google Trends. You can also compare the latest one. You can also get the latest graph. If you see Git, the blue graph, there is a no clear winner in this category. It means Git is too widely used than any other version control system. We are learning the market leaders where where majority of the projects are used. Right? And then now that we learn the architecture of distributed version control systems and the architecture of centralized version control system in general, let's talk about the architecture of Git in particular. If you see this is the local repository and this is a remote repository. Like we learned, right? There will be a remote repository from where we'll get a copy which is local. And again, we don't work on local directly. There's a working directory where we'll work on. From there, we'll push the changes to. See, again, from local, from working directory, it's not allowed to push the changes directly this way. No, you cannot do it. First, you have to move the changes to staging area. What is the staging area? Staging area is like a virtual area or a virtual directory, right? It's like a preview or else a pretest where your changes will be pushed to, right? So first you will work on something called working directory. It's nothing but another folder or a directory. So you work here. From here you move to staging area, right? By the command git add. We'll learn the command separately. Okay, first you will move the changes to staging area. From staging area to local. Just a second, please. So from working directory to staging area, from staging area to local. Right? That means it's like a 3 steps before your changes goes to local. You cannot directly push from working directory to local. How to move those changes we will learn. So first understand from working directory changes go to staging area, from staging area only to local. From local that will be pushed to remote. So from working directory to staging area, from staging area to local repository. Like I told you, staging area is like a preview, pre-test, or like a pre-check before your changes goes to local. Meaning, let's say, I'll give a very simple example, but we'll look into that practically. Suppose there are 10 files here, right? Out of this 10 files, suppose you want only these 5 files should go to local repository, right? So you'll move only those 5 files to staging area so that when you are moving them to local, you'll make sure all those 5 files are moved to local. So this is the local repository, right? From local, it will go to remote. So this is called Git tree. This is the Git architecture. I'm explaining you this theoretically. In few minutes, we are going to see these components practically in our lab, right? So this is how it works. And like I told you, unless you move your changes to this remote repository, those changes will not be visible to others. Right? Only when you move your changes to remote, others can see. Because remote repository means it's shared by multiple people. This local is confined to yourself, in your system, in your local system. Hope that is clear for everyone. So here another interesting part I would like to tell you. Here we are talking about working directly, local repository, right? An interesting part is physically that's the same directory. Then how can you say it's working directory, local repository when it is same? Logically they are different. Means how is that possible? Let me show you. Suppose this is your folder, okay, which is working directory. Local repository is also same, where you would like to put your project files or project work. Now, suppose you just created a file here or copied from somewhere and just got a file here. Means it is said to be in the working directory. Suppose after creating a file, you run this command. Then it goes to staging. Let's say after that, if you run git commit command, then you say it is set to be in local repository. But physically, it's the same folder. Got it, everyone? Depending on how it is progressing, we call it as a working directory, staging area, or local repository. Same folder. Staging area is a virtual layer, a virtual folder. It's not a physical one. Is this clear, everyone?
From my side, clear.
Right. Right. Thanks for confirming. So that's one interesting part which we will see. And remote repositories. Now, okay, how do you create remote repositories? There are multiple scenarios how this remote repositories can be created. One is, let's suppose it's a new project. Okay, there's nothing on remote. A new team is formed now as a DevOps team. So there's nothing on remote. Create an empty local repository, develop your changes, create your manifest files, and then push to remote. That's one way. Second one is, it's an old project. Let's say already project is there. It's a running quite old project. Now you join this team as a DevOps support engineer. Now you copy from remote and create a local repository. Means these are the two scenarios, use cases, and how local repositories are created. Right? So we will cover both the use cases. First today, let us begin with this first use case. Create an empty local repository. Let's first start with this use case. Right? create an empty local. Let's first start this and then eventually we'll also go for the second scenario. So today we'll create empty local repository, create some files, and then we'll go to push to the remote repositories. Good to proceed. So if everything is clear, let's get started setting up Git. Git works on multiple operating systems. It works on Windows, Linux, Mac, and so on. So we can install Git on our laptop, irrespective of its operating system. Means it could be of any operating system. We can install Git over there. So let's get started and install Git. So let's go to, by the way, you all might have got access to the LMS by now, right? Just a second. So by now you all might have got access to your LMS. Once you go to your LMS, My Learnings, and choose the program. So if you just go to this program, view program. So yesterday's recording is uploaded here. And the next one is like if you go to Git. Okay, so today's video will be available here. Beneath that, you have the links for the respective lab exercise and all. Or else you can also go from here. If you want to see all the lab exercises, you can go from here. So today, whatever I'm covering, including the setup, everything is present here, including the screenshots, everything will be available here. So you can just go from this place. All right, so let's get started. So how do you install Git? Git download. Just go to Google and type in, you will see the official documentation gitscm.com. Here you can see when you go to install Windows installation steps, Mac installation steps, Linux, or you want to build from the source. So different operating systems, different ways of setup is there. So you want to install Git on Windows, just download this. Here, these are lab assignments, right? You will also have something called lab notes, this one. In the lab notes, just go to Git. Git installation on Windows PDF is also there with the screenshots, because there you need to navigate through the widget and keep hitting next. Even the screenshots, with the screenshots it's there. And whereas for Linux it's a single line command, you can use apt-get install git or yum install git depending on the distribution of your Linux. If it's Mac, brew install git. It's as simple as that. Install on your local machine. That's all you have to do. Right? So once you install it on Windows, how to launch it is also there. Launch git bash. Go to your start menu and run git bash. Git bash terminal will open where you will run the commands. If it is Mac, you may just use the normal terminal to use Git. Are we good? Can you set up that from your end? So yeah, launch you can do it later. Just listen. Okay, you can do it towards the end of the class where we'll start hands-on. So you can just go here and as Git is already installed for me, you can check the command Git version so that it will show you. This means Git is installed. All right, perfect. Git is installed. Now you want to you want to track version control certain files, projects here. So you can use something like, I want to just create some folder where I'll manage my project. So I'm going to create a folder called Git demo. Make dir. I'm using mkdir, means make dir, make directory, create a directory. If you are not comfortable, we will learn these commands separately in Linux session where we'll cover the basics. If you are not comfortable, you can just go this way to the folder and create it, right? Just go to desktop, create some folder, right click and create it. Anything is perfect. Here, our interest is not about learning the CLI commands. So create the folder. Right now, I would like to go to this folder because, so this is the folder. PWD means present working directory. It will show you in which directory you are on. I'm on Git demo. Like I told you, if you are not comfortable this way, until we learn them separately, you can just use the GUI. So this is the folder, an empty folder. Now, I would like to make it as a Git repository. Means any files present here should be tracked by Git. So what I'll do is Git init, right? So when I do Git init, this particular, okay, Git is already installed. I am initializing Git. Run this command in this folder. Means whichever folder you want to get version controlled and tracked, that should become a local repository. So do Git init in that folder, right? So that all the files, everything will be tracked and version controlled. Git init. See, you will see like, okay, initialize the repository. Okay, here you can see initialize empty Git repository. So if you do this, you should be seeing .git here. Do you see? Hidden folder is created. Means whichever folders have this .git means it's a local repository. So this means this has become a local repository. All right, fine. You can check if you want to check from CLI. You can check ls-a to see the hidden files. Okay, or you can check from the GUI. Okay, fine. Now there's a local repository. Let's create some files here so that we can play around. I'm using touch to create some file. It is up to your interest. You may create any script files, program files, any configuration files if you are interested into. Here our interest is not to create a particular file, any file. So I'm just creating some text file. Touch will create the file. See here. Or else you can right click and create a new file this way. Right, I just created a file. Now check Git status to know if Git is tracking this file or not. See, it says untracked file. Means Git knows there is a file, but Git is not tracking it. Right? It is asking to add so that it can track it. Means, can you tell me where is this file with respect to Git architecture? Always
Working directory.
architectural diagram in your mind. Always keep this architectural diagram in your mind. So where is this file now?
Working directory.
Exactly. We just created a file. See, the same Git demo is a local repository. The same Git demo is a working directory also. But now because we just created it, it is said to be in the working directory. Okay, fine. Let us move to staging area by running git add file name. Now let's see the status. See, now can you tell me where is the file? Changes to be committed. To be committed means where is it?
Staging area.
Staging area.
Exactly. It is in the staging area. To be committed. Changes are not yet committed. They are to be committed. So they are set to be in the staging area. This is how you work. You move your files from each layer. So yes, now what I'll do, git commit -m means m means message. Message flag is mandatory. So let's say first file or something like some comment, some message to identify this commit. Done. So I have committed. Now where is the file? Working tree is clean means whatever files, ls will list the files. Whatever files are there are set to be in the local repository. So this is how your changes navigate from working directory to staging area, from staging area to local repository. Isn't it interesting? Also, if you want to make sure git ls files, it will list the files in the staging area or local repository. So we have moved everything. That's what it was showing. Okay. Now, just to clarify the scenario and see that everyone is comfortable, let me repeat it with another file. Let me create one more file. You may just go to the folder and create it, or else I'm using touch command to create it, touch file to. So another file is created. Can you tell me where is this file to?
Working directory.
Yes. Where is this file?
Working directory.
Any more answers? How about others?
Working directory.
Working directory.
See, also you can see this git ls files. It's not showing file 2, right? Also git status will tell you untracked and file should be added to get it tracked. So what should we do now? Git add this particular file, add to staging area, git add file 2, right? So now if you see git status, right, changes to be committed. What should we do now? Git commit -m, let's say second file, right? So done. So you will see both the files added in the git ls files. Both the files are in the local repository now. Git status will show you. Okay, perfect, right? So this is how you deal with the working directory, staging area, and local repository. The clarity in understanding these components is important because people without understanding this, if you use Git, it would be like a messy, troublesome, and like it you feel it difficult. But if you learn this with the clarity, working with the Git is easy and simple. Hope this is clear for you all. Always this architectural diagram should be back of your mind when you are doing the hands-on work, right? So now before going to other scenario, I would like to show you one more thing, just an interesting thing and a better thing. So if you want to modify the files, we'll open this notepad and modify it, right? Or else you may use notepad plus plus or some Word document and all. What are all these? Notepad, notepad plus plus, Word document, what are all these? These are all editors, isn't it? So to edit your files, to manage your files. So there is some professional editor to manage our files, which is called VS Code Editor. This can be used as an editor to manage any sort of files, Kubernetes manifest files or Terraform config files, Ansible playbooks, any scripts, anything can be managed. So rather than using Notepad or Notepad++, let's use some professional Visual Studio Code. It's an IDE, integrated development environment. It's for Windows, Linux, Mac. So you can download according to your operating system, right? So you just download and double click and launch it. You don't have to install it actually. So download and launch it. So here is my VS Code editor. You will see this like this in the beginning. See, this is not related to a Git or specific to Git or specific to DevOps. This is a tool in general, a professional editor or an IDE. Don't get confused, okay? This is one which will help you manage your folder better. My project folder is Git demo, right? You can browse, open it. So you will see all the files in the Explorer, which is very good thing. Now, rather than going on to this terminal to run the commands, you can launch your same terminal in the same window. Like you'll get a unified view. Like you can go to your terminal, new terminal. So that either your Git bash or your terminal, you can just run the commands from here. Means everything in a single unified view. Understood about this VS Code editor? Any confusions from anyone? You should not get confused. What is this terminal? Is that the same terminal as Git bash or is it something else? It's the same thing. Just we are having a unified view and a better professional editor rather than using Notepad or Notepad++ to create and manage the files. Are we good?
Yes.
You can
Yes.
install it towards the end, like when you do the hands-on, if it's not there, and use it. So it's more convenient for me. I can see the files, I can run the commands, or right. So till now we have created 2 files, and okay, and one more thing. Till now, like I made some commits, right? you can see that commit history. And whenever you run this git commit command, a unique commit ID is generated, which is alphanumeric and unique. You can see that commit history with the command git log. See here, I made 2 commits. Every commit ID generates a unique hash code like this, which will have the author name, the person who made the changes with a timestamp, right? Like I told you, right? Logging it at 9 of March 9/7/7 changes were made and the commit, right? So this detailed history can be managed here in the git log. You can see the commit history. If you want to see only the brief commit history, you don't want to see the entire commit ID and all. Simple history I want to see. Use the flag one line. See, you will see just the first 7 characters of each commit and the commit message. Like I told you, right, commit message is important to refer that later. Like later on, if I want to see what this commit is doing, this commit ID will help. Right? I mean, commit message will help. Maybe after, say, 6 months, I want to know what this commit is all about. Okay, I have dropped a message saying that, I have added a comment saying that it's about first file creation. So that's how we identified what changes were made in here. Okay. So this is one thing. You will see the commit history or the brief history can be seen this way. And yeah. One second. So git log, you can see this one. Right, all right. So now let's say we have seen the commit history, and let's say now, till now we are just creating a new files. But in the projects, we would be modifying the files as well, right? So Git works the same way, whether it is a change or means whether it is a modification or whether it is a creating a file. Git works in the same way, right? So let's this time let's see modifying a file. I would like to modify this file one. Let's say I want to make some changes, modification. Just go to the file. Editing here is easy. I'm just adding some dummy line because I just created some text files. Because our interest is not about the content or the file type, right? Our interest is about how to version control any sort of file. So I just added something. And here, this is another advantage of VS Code Editor. You can see modified changes, all of that here. So let me run git status, what it would say. See, this time it's not saying untracked, rather it is saying changes not staged. Changes not staged means where is this change? Where is the modification?
Working directory.
Working directory. See, Git works with respect to changes, right? Git works with respect to changes. Change could be creating a file. Change could be modifying a file. So whatever it is, it works the same way, right? Meaning, first, your changes will be in the working directory. Then it will go to staging area and local repository. It works the same way here. So yeah, changes are there in the working directory. So like we did before, we have to do the same. Okay, let me also highlight here a few things. Earlier, the message was, just a second, sorry. I'm trying to grab the marker. It was a bit slow. Right. So earlier we saw it like untracked changes, right? And now we are saying like unstaged changes. What is the difference? Yes, there is a difference. If it is a new file, it's not there in the staging area at all. You will see like untracked. It's in the working directory. Here, it's not a new file. It's already there in the staging area. But the modifications are still in the working directory. That is the difference between untracked and unstaged changes. Is the difference clear, everyone? Right? Now it is showing unstaged, not untracked. It is already tracking. It's already there in the staging area, but new changes were there. Also, what do you do at this point? Git add, git commit. Here also same. You can do git add, git commit, or else you can do in a single command, git commit -am, add and commit. Because it's not a new file, you can do it with a single command. Understood? So because it's not a new file, let me use this git add -am. -am means add and commit. Git commit -a add and message saying that file modified. Right? Is this making sense, everyone? Are we good and clear? So
Yes.
the point to note here is difference between unstaged, untracked changes. Untracked changes you have to add and commit separately. For unstaged also you can do the same, or else a single command will do for unstaged changes. Right? And one more thing is Git works with respect to changes. It works same way with respect to changes. Your change could be creating a new file, or else your change could be modifying it, or else your change could be deleting it. Anything, it works in the same way. Hope this much is clear for everyone, right? Modifying the file. Any questions? So VS Code help you. See here M is gone. So on the File Explorer also you can see what changes are happening here, right? Whether the file is in the staging area, local repos. You can see in the Explorer itself, so that it will help you easily. Okay, so let us pick up an interesting use case if this much is clear for everyone. Yeah. So let's pick up something interesting. I'm just going to create a one more new file. Okay, we already learned how to handle it. I'm just creating a new file. So see here, immediately you will see U. U means it's showing untracked. So see, also git status and so what you should do now? Git add, right? Git add this file. See here in the Explorer, symbol change to add means it is staged, index added. Now that's what it will show you, changes to be committed. It's in the staging area. So let me commit that, git commit -m, third file. Just repeated the scenario. Okay, created some new file. All right, perfect. I have some new file and I'm editing this file. So I just made some modification. Can you tell me where is this modification? Is it in the staging area or working directory or local repository? Modification. Where is the modification? Modification is in the working directory, right? So if you want to commit that, if you want to move it to staging area, you have to do git add, right? So now I would like to show you something interesting. Is this having unstaged changes or not? Git diff file name will show you unstaged changes of the file. Yes, it has got unstaged changes, right? It's not staged, it's in a working directory. All right, now I will add it. So is it having any unstaged changes now? Unstaged changes are not there, right? This is stage, this is in the staging area. So it's not having unstaged change. All right, then I'm adding something else. So is it having unstaged changes now? Second line is unstaged, right? See, it was showing that like it was unstaged and it is also having some changes staged, isn't it? First line is staged. So if you want to see only staged changes, git diff stage file name. It will show you staged changes. Do you see first line is staged? Second line is not staged. right? It's about how you manage the files. We might be working on changes, we make some changes, we add it, we stage it. Later on, we may add some more changes which may not get staged. So git diff command will help you see the staged changes and unstaged changes like this. Right? Are we clear? Is this much clear, everyone? Git status. See, at this point, if you see git status, change file is shown in two areas. Changes to be committed means which area?
Staging area.
Yes. Changes to be committed means staging area. Changes not staged means
Working directory.
working directory. So sometimes the same file might be shown in the same area, but don't get confused. This could be the simple logic. Like you created, you made some changes, you staged it. Later on, you may be making some other changes which are not staged. That's all. Simple. So what you can do, it's not a new file. You can do git commit -am file modifications or else file stage, something like this. Stage commands, demo, something like this. Right? Done. Right? So that's another interesting commands, diff commands to see staged and unstaged changes. Any questions from anyone in this part? If everyone is good with this, I can go for showing deletion. Till now we created new files, we modified the files, right? Let's talk about deleting a file. All right, let's say I want to delete this file 3. All right, you can use git rm file 3. All right, so file is gone. You can say git status. Obviously, you should commit the change. Git commit -m file 3 deleted, something like that. Done. Right? So the changes are committed. So the file is no more. ls means it will list the files. Here you cannot see. Even git ls files, if you see, it's removed from the folder as well as from the local repository. It's completely gone. Right? So this is how you can delete a file. This is one way of deleting a file. Straightforward. Git rm, git file name, so that it will remove the file both from working directory and local repository. And you commit the changes. It's gone from everywhere. This is one scenario. Straightforward and pretty simple. The other scenario would be, let's suppose I want to delete the file from the local repository, but I want to keep it in the working directory. Let's say file 2 is such file like a documentation purpose, or else I'm just using it like my own notes, some documentation or some unnecessary file to the project, but I need it for some reference. Means I want to keep it in the directory, but remove from local repository. It's there in the local repository already. You can see here in the git ls. So how do you do that? Git rm cached file 2. rm cached, see, it's still in the working directory, but it will be removed from, see, local repository. Git ls files is not showing it. Also, if you see status, changes to be committed. Okay, first let me commit that. -m file 2 deleted. Right? Gone, file is gone. Now if you do ls, git ls files, oh, git status. I'll come to git status in a while. Git ls files, it's not there. But why is this git status keep on showing me as untracked file 2 -u, untracked file? Why was it showing as such? Anyone?
It was deleted from local repository.
Yeah, it just works like a new file, right? It's removed from everywhere. So it just works like a normal file, right? So it is asking us, means it's a normal file, a new file. Like when it was a new file, it used to show the same, right? The same thing it was showing. Correct? So you have to add and commit, otherwise Git will be keep on tracking it. Because it's new file, Git will be always trying to track it because it's in this Git demo folder. Git demo is a local repository, means it will keep tracking those files always. Yes? Any new file is there, it will keep tracking, asking us to add and commit, isn't it? So you have to add and commit. But let's assume that I don't want to track this file. But I want this file because it's some notes or documentation, but I don't want this get tracked. So how can we do that? Can we ask Git not to track certain files? Can we ask Git not to track certain files? Of course, we can do that. And what are the use cases? Here it's a sample one, but the use cases would be this file might be a log file. Some logs might be generated in the folder when you build it locally, or else some executables might be generated which you don't want to track it, or else some confidential files which we don't want to Git to track it. Right? These are all the different use cases. We'll see this practical real implementation of it in Terraform, where we'll ask Git not to track the Terraform state files which will have the sensitive data. Right? So how do you tell Git not to track any file? For doing that, you can create a file called .gitignore. File name should be .gitignore. And in this file, put the file names whichever you don't want to get version controlled and save it. That's all. See, as you put this file name and saved it, you cannot track this one. Did you notice it's grayed out? Similarly, if you have any log files, a bunch of log files, you can also use wild characters. Star.log means any files with extension .log will be ignored. So you can use wild characters and see that certain files are not getting tracked. Right? Now, at this point, if you see status, see, it's no more tracking file 2, but it is tracking .gitignore. Got the concept clear, everyone? Understood this? So yeah, this is how you can use .gitignore. We are the same concept, the same way we'll handle, only the file name changes. Okay, we'll see the practical implementation of it with a real scenario once we start the Terraform. So yeah, it's not getting tracked anymore. File 2 is not getting tracked anymore. And but gitignore is also after all another file, right? It is shown as untracked. What you should do? It is after all another file. So what we should do in this case? Git add, like any other file, add .gitignore, right? Gitignore. Now again see the status. Changes to be committed. Here also it's showing index added. Now changes to be committed. Git commit -m ignore file created. Right? That's all. Now git status. So everything is good, like all are added to the local repository. If you do ls, you will see file 2 is still there here. I can use file 2, but it's not getting tracked by Git. Got it clear now? Interesting, isn't it? So you may keep some files in this local repository, right? The Git demo folder, but if you don't want it to get tracked, this is what you should do. Hope this much is clear for you all. Any questions from anyone? I see some message in the chat window. Okay, confirmation. Anyone else? Any other questions? Are we clear? I will show you one more scenario for today, another interesting part. As it's a day one, I'll not cover many other things. Only one last thing I would like to pick up. As it's a day one, you have to set up this Git and do the hands-on. But one last thing. Okay, let me see the log. Commit history. See, these are the bunch of commits we made. Suppose if you want to undo any commit, what is meant by undo?
Replace.
Undo dictionary meaning is reversing, right? Means if you have created file, means if you undo, it will be deleted. If you have deleted file and if you want to get it, if you undo means it will be back. Correct? So the reverse happens. Same is the case here. You can undo any particular commit ID. Let's say the commit ID is A. I cannot write this alphanumeric D, E, E, F, A, 2, 3. I'm writing it as A. Suppose in this commit, you created some file. You undo. Another commit ID will be generated and the file will be gone. Suppose I want to get it back. Again, you can revert, you can undo it. You will get the file back. Means there is something called revert in Git, which will undo any particular commit ID. Revert will create a new commit ID. Right? So commit A is like a file is created. You revert it, new ID will be generated and the file will be gone. If you want again the file back, revert this B so that you will get another commit ID C, file will be created. So C and A would be at the same state. So we are going to do hands-on on this, reverting a particular commit ID. Let's say this is the commit ID I would like to revert. So how do you do that? Git revert this commit ID. So whatever changes happen during this D, E, E, F, A, 2, 3 will be reversed. Means in this commit ID I have created ignore file. Ignore file will be gone. Can I run the command? Is the concept and the command clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, let me run this. See, it will ask for some commit message because like I told you, every revert will generate an ID. See, it will open this editor, enter escape I so that you will enter, you will go into insert mode and then type in some message here. Let's say revert ignore file. Escape I, you can able to type it again, escape colon WQ exclamatory will save the message. See, now if you see status, see, file 2 is tracked again. Why file 2 is getting tracked again? Anyone? Why is this file 2 getting tracked again? Because ignore file is gone, right? We have reverted it and ignore file is gone, correct? And see here, let's say this is commit A, this is commit B is generated. Do you see that this is commit B? New commit ID is generated as per this flow chart, as per this diagram. You can see commit A now, commit B is created 43DC690 and file is gone. Because file is gone, file 2 is, ignore file is gone, file 2 is being tracked again. Suppose I want to get it back. Git revert this ID. Git revert B, commit C will be generated. Again, some revert message, put some message, revert again. Some message like this. Escape colon WQ exclamatory. Now if you see git status, see file 2 is no more tracked. And you see the log as per the diagram, commit C is generated, ignore file is back. That's why file 2 is not tracked anymore. Isn't it interesting? Right? This is how you can revert any commit. Revert means any changes happen during that commit will be undo, will be gone. Any questions or confusions from anyone? Feel free to raise your hands and put your queries so that I can repeat or help you in any way. Thank you, Bhavani, for confirming. How about others? Are you all good and clear? So just whatever we have covered today, let me just give a recap of what we have discussed today. We have discussed today what is version control system, why we need version control system, and who uses version control system. And then we have discussed about different types of version control systems, right? Like centralized version control system, distributed version control system, then architecture of Git. In theoretical part, in the hands-on, we installed Git. Okay, Git initialized Git. Then we have learned about Git add, Git commit, -m, message. And then we have also learned Git commit -am flag, right? Also, we discussed about Git diff commands, Git diff staged flag. Also, we have learned about the differences between untracked and unstaged, correct? And then we discussed about
Git log.
git log command. We have seen anyway one line, and git revert, git ignore concept, right? So these are the different commands and the concepts we have learned today. Git revert some message, git ignore, and creating a file and adding those file names.
Git remove,
Yes.
delete.
Deletion also we have seen, like git rm file name or git rm cached, right? So deleting only from a local repository, but keeping it in the directory we have seen, or else delete entirely from everywhere is git rm, right? So these are the different things we have seen today. So it's a day one. As it's a day one of the hands-on, I would like to get started with the hands-on now before we go for the next part. Tomorrow we'll look into the advanced concepts called git reset. Please stay back. We are not yet done. Okay, don't leave the class. Git reset, git branching, which is very important concept in reality. We'll come across all those concepts. See, one more thing, remember, we did not go to remote yet. We did not go to remote repository. We are still in local because there are many things we need to learn in local before we go to remote. We go to remote maybe tomorrow or day after because there are many things we need to learn here, right? So now how to do the hands-on, right? Like I already shown you, but I'll show you clearly now, like how to do your hands-on and get ready for the next class. Let me show you. So you can just go to our website. I have already shown you, but follow here clearly. Go to lab notes first. Also, watch the recording and do the hands-on. Of course, if you are doing it after the class. But now what you have to do is just go to this lab notes. You will see this Git. Okay. First, install it in your laptop. Follow, if it is Windows, you follow this document. If it is Linux or Mac, you have single line commands here. You can do that. Even those URLs are available here. So this is the presentation where you have the architectural diagram, and this is the hands-on document. Okay, you can go from here. Right, although if it is Linux or Mac, even those installation steps are here. Right, initializing, create a folder, go to that folder, git init, everything is there. Whatever I have done today with explanation, it is there. So get started with the hands-on following this document. Any questions, you can reach out to me. Right, all of this git diff commands, deleting the files, git ignore, reverting is there. Reset is for tomorrow. So can we get started with the hands-on? This is the document you should follow. Any questions from anyone? Also, VS download document is there, but you don't need a document. You can just go to Google and download it. Get started with the hands-on right away. I'll be available. Just launch your Git and get started. And whoever added into the private WhatsApp group, you can also post your queries there. And remember, today is tomorrow onwards, Zoom link changes. There will be a new Zoom link provided for all the registered candidates. Today is the last free demo class. From tomorrow onwards, the Zoom link will be shared with the registered candidates only. So please make sure that you are completing your registration before the next class. Any more questions from anyone? Can you all launch this and get started with the hands-on? And we have our lab in charge, Lokeshwari as well, who can help you with any queries you have. So we'll be available. My team is available and you can get started doing the hands-on. Any questions? And let me know, like whoever starting the hands-on, let me know.
Yeah, I have started working on it. So I'm unable to create the file.
Which file? Okay, any file you are unable to. Are you using VS Code editor?
Yes.
So in the VS Code editor, just go here and click on this one. You should be able to create a file. Here it's a symbol is there, right? You can see my screen, I think.
Yes.
Have you tried it? This one, new file.
Okay, directly. Okay, okay, yeah, sure.
So get started and go through the hands-on. Any queries, please let us know.
So through terminal, we can't create it.
You can create it from CLI, but we did not learn CLI command set, right? We'll learn it in the Linux class. With the terminal, you can use touch command and create it. Those are Linux commands we'll learn separately. So just go from the GUI for now. Touch file name will create the file.
Yeah, but here it is showing like touch is not recognized as an internal external command.
It might not be working in your case, so just go from here.
Okay, yeah, yeah, sure.
Any more questions regarding the course or topics covered today? Any queries, any doubts you have, you can get them clarified. Is it all clear, whatever I have covered today?
Preethi, what is the difference Git stage and there is a command, right? Can you go the command history showed in the screen?
Mm-hmm. Command, you can let me know which command you are looking at. So all the registered students might be having LMS access by now. If you did not get access or if you need any help going through the LMS, please reach out to us. Also, you should be added to the private WhatsApp group. So make sure these are all done so that you can utilize the services seamlessly. Please ping us on WhatsApp. WhatsApp number is available on the website. If you need any further help, registration or accessing the LMS, just ping us on our WhatsApp number on the website. Any questions, feel free to raise your hand. We are there to help you.
Yeah, Preethi. Git diff and git diff stage command.
Git diff.
Git, yeah, and git diff stage. Yeah.
Git diff file name will show you unstaged changes of this file. Right? Git diff staged flag will show you staged changes of this file. There'll be some changes staged and some changes unstaged, right? So that's what git diff command will help you with.
Okay, got it.
Right. Once Git installation is done, just create a folder and do Git init so that your local repository will be created, which can help you do the hands-on. So set up your VS Code editor that will help you give you a unified view of your files, your folder, and your terminal. And make sure here you are choosing your Git bash terminal, bash if you are using Windows or Mac also. This is the better one, use bash. On G shell, some of the commands may not work. You can use bash. This is only for Mac users. G shell will not be available for other users. Just complete your hands-on so that by tomorrow you can join the class by listening the recording. Just listen the recording once again after the class. That will help you register and memorize the things better so that you can easily cope up with the next class. So managing or maintaining this continuity is very important so that you will be on track with the subject. Make sure you are attending the classes regularly on time. And we have passive learners also, like people from joining from different time zones. So they would watch the recording and come back with the queries. So if you miss the class in any way, like because of your shift changes or whatever, if you couldn't join any class, please watch the recording before you join the next class. Any questions, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp after the class. You can use the Zoom chat also to post your queries if you have any. Yeah, if you are using Git for the first time, you have to set your username by running this command git config global user email. Yes, run those commands and set your email. This is only one time task. If you are using for the first time, you have to run this command. Git config global username, set some name and email ID so that you will understand, okay, this, your Git will understand or track the further changes with this name and email ID as an author. So run these commands. These commands are available here. Git config global username, git config global username and user email. You have to run them before you do your first commit, or else whenever you are running commit command for the first time, it will prompt you for these details. Is that clear, Prachi? Are you able to pass through that error?
Yeah, I'm adding it.
Great.
Yeah, now it's working.
Cool. Okay, there's a question from Anup. In the working copy of readme.md, LF will be replaced by Control LF the next time Git touches it. What does this mean? Where are you seeing this error and when are you seeing this error, Anup?
When I'm doing a git add to this
And
readme.md,
before that, what are the operations you have done?
I've created a readme.md file and I have added some contents.
And you have added?
Added some contents to the file, like some
Mm-hmm.
line.
Mm-hmm. Do you have another copy of it opened?
No. Just on the command line only.
Let
On the
me.
file explorer, it is open. So that means anything.
Yeah, it could be opened the other way.
Okay, after closing the file explorer, not getting.
Right. That is the reason. How far are we with the hands-on? Where are we? Is it going on well? Any help needed from our end? Do let us know.
Hey,
Yep.
after initializing and configuring it and giving all that global username and ID, once we'll have to create a file using the visual code, or we have to use the same Git tool to add the file, or
See, both are same. This terminal and the one you launch separately, both are same. Don't get confused. They are same, just opening in the same window. That's all. Same unified view. That's all.
okay.
Okay, instead of, see, you are creating files here, it's manageable and good, right? Seeing your files in the same folder this way, right? If you want to run the commands rather than bringing another terminal like this, in the same pane, we are launching it from here. That's it. Both are same.
Oh,
Either you do here or you do in a separate terminal, both same terminal is launched here. You can see here terminal if you go, new terminal, same way. So don't get confused. What is this tool? This is just an editor. Like I told you in the beginning, it's just an editor like your Notepad, Notepad++. It's just an editor which will help you manage your files better professionally. Right? So same terminal. Either you open a separate window or here it is same. Same commands.
okay, got it.
So don't get confused. Anyone else also, if you're having confusion, this should clarify you. It's just a window, a terminal window. You may open it in the VS Code editor or you can open it separately. But if I open it separately, I have navigate to between this VS Code and editor and terminal, right? So to have a better view, you can have a single pane for everything. So like I mentioned, today will be the last free demo class. Please get registered to have any interruption in the classes and get yourself registered. Any questions or anything, you can reach out to us on the WhatsApp number provided in the website. You can call us or message us on this number. This is our WhatsApp number. And from tomorrow, you'll be getting a separate Zoom link, which we'll share in the WhatsApp group. If you are not yet moved to the separate WhatsApp group, please ping us and let us know. We'll move you to the WhatsApp group, whoever are registered. So be regular to the classes, don't miss the classes and join on time so that you will not lose continuity and you can cope up better with the classes. Stay dedicated and committed for a month so that we can help you reach your goals. Any more queries, and where were you with the hands-on? Can I know the status if some of you are doing hands-on? Any help needed? Do let us know.
Yeah, hi, Prachi this side.
Yeah, hi Prachi.
So, I'm just going with this some commands. So, when we are using git diff stage,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
git diff stage,
Uh,
when we are using, in which scenario normally I've used git diff and then file one.
Git diff staged flag means it will show you staged changes of that file. On that file, if some changes are staged, let's say line 1 you have added and you have run git add, that is staged change, right? First line. So if you want to see only staged changes, git diff stage will help you.
Okay.
Git diff file name will show you unstaged changes of the file. Sure, Prachi, if you have completed all the commands, yes, you can drop off. Thank you. And that's good that you have completed the complete hands-on. Let's keep up the same pace every day. Thank you, and you can drop off. How about others? Anyone else doing the hands-on and stuck up anywhere? Do let us know. Anyone else still need any help? Are you working on the hands-on? How many of you are still doing it? If you are done, you can feel free to drop off. And if you are still doing it, we can continue the support on the WhatsApp also. Ping us on WhatsApp and we'll move to a separate group. You can continue doing the hands-on if it is going to take more time. Or else if you are doing it actively, yes, we can stay back. What is the error you are seeing, Shindia? I'm not able to add file to Git. So what is the error?
So I have configured and all, and once I tried inserting the files, I'm getting an insert command option, and after that I'm not able to proceed further.
Can you share your screen and show us what you are doing so that we can help you?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Hmm.
So after configuring, I've got this.
Can you do it from your VS Code editor?
I tried VS Code
Just
editor. I
launch
just
your
tried.
VS Code editor. Launch VS Code editor.
I've launched
You
the
went into the creating a file mode. Just go to the VS Code editor. Close this terminal. Close this git bash and launch it again.
Okay. So this is my VS Code editor.
Cannot see your screen. Please
Yeah. Just give me a second. I've closed that and now let me screen. So I tried doing it through my Git, and now let me
You
do
are
it through.
writing in the file, inside the file. Just go to file menu. Go to file menu. Open the folder, whichever you go to open folder. Open folder. Open folder.
I'll have to open the folder from here and I'll have to do it.
You have to open the folder first where your files are present. Which folder you have placed your files? Have you created Git demo folder?
Oh, I didn't create a Git demo folder. I'll have to create a folder. I'll have to, file it from there and I have to bring it here. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, you have to create a folder and open. Just see from here also you can go to file menu again.
Okay.
Again open folder. Are you seeing any pop-up? Because I'm seeing only VS Code editor. You have to share your complete screen if I have to see all of that. I think you are sharing only particular window.
Okay. Okay, so now give me a sec. Let me create a file using demo and then come back. Just give me a sec.
Okay. You're right, Chindia. Great that you can do it. All right, then we'll close here for today. Whoever are still continuing the hands-on, you can still avail the support from the WhatsApp. So please ping us and reach out to WhatsApp if you're not added to the group, and we can support from there. Thank you all. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Get yourself registered to continue from tomorrow without any interruptions. Thank you all. Bye, everyone.